Welcome to the real world. I am Cameron. That is Carson.
That's right.
This is the Real World podcast where we talk all things movies. Got a big collection here behind me if you didn't notice. Kind of into it. So we're going to do something a little different on this podcast.
Yeah, you just told me this idea just about 4 minutes ago.
Right.
I'm excited to delve into this.
It's going to be fun. I've got a birthday coming up.
Yep.
I'm going to be 33.
That's right.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take and look at my favorite movie from every year I've been alive. So starting in 1992.
33 films, folks. Beginning in 1992.
All the way through 2025.
That's great. I love it. I love it. Let's not waste any time. So let's get right into it. 1992.
Yeah.
The year you were born.
Right.
I have a lot of movies. I have an entire list on Letterboxd, actually, of my favorite 2003 movies.
Right.
The year I was
and
born.
I can't wait to do yours.
Yeah.
In a couple months, we'll be doing this with you.
Right, of course.
Which is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with 92. 92, great year for movies.
It was.
Really great year.
Yep.
There's a lot of great movies that came out that year. So it was tough. I mean, I looked at a lot of these and I thought, which one do I like the best? Which one do I revisit? Mm-hmm. That was kind of what I was thinking when I was trying to come up with my favorites for each of these.
Yep.
And 92 had several. So Disney's Aladdin. I can't tell you how many times I watched that.
Yep.
I mean, still watch it with my children today.
Great movie.
Tons of fun. Great film. Far and Away, one of Ron Howard's best movies. I really enjoy that one.
Absolutely.
One of our favorites, Robert Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. His debut film, El Mariachi, came out that year.
That's right.
Great movie.
Very good.
You still haven't seen Police Story 3, Super Cop.
I have not seen Police Story 3. I've seen 1 and 2, and I love them.
Wow.
Yeah.
3, I was blown away.
Okay.
That they upped the ante from 2.
Good.
But man, the stunts in that movie are crazy. Batman Returns.
Batman Returns, obviously.
Another favorite. Yep. That's a 5-star film for me. That's one of my favorite Batman movies ever.
Porco Rosso was also released.
Porco Rosso came out that year.
92.
Great movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Ghibli films. I typically will say my favorite Western is Unforgiven.
Okay.
That maybe has changed a little bit, but it's easily top 5.
Yeah.
But the movie that I kept coming back to, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's right.
That's my number one.
Muppet Christmas Carol is a classic. We watch this every year.
It's so good.
It might be my favorite retelling of the Charles Dickens story.
Oh, it's easily my favorite. Yeah. Easily my favorite. There's a lot of good ones out there, but this was the best. Michael Caine. Michael Caine. You can't beat Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is the best Scrooge. I agree with you.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What's that meme? It's like Muppets. Let's make a fun Christmas movie. And then it's Michael Caine. I'm about to play this thing as serious as a heart attack.
Serious as a heart attack. That's right.
It's great.
Yes, that's awesome.
Great movie. So that's
a great pick for
92.
I got to shout out Kronos as well. Came out that year. I love Kronos. Del Toro's Kronos is super good. Home Alone 2, baby.
The less said, the better. 1993.
93, okay.
Another good year. You got The Fugitive. Harrison Ford, my favorite actor.
Yep.
Fantastic performance. Him and Tommy Lee Jones. Last Action Hero.
Oof.
I think that's Arnie's best.
Yeah.
One of his best movies.
Yeah,
Other than maybe T2.
Good one.
Jurassic Park.
Of course.
The classic Spielberg.
Yep.
I mean, my favorite Batman movie? Mask of the
Best.
Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm came out in 1993.
Great film.
Excellent film.
Huge fan of course, the other Spielberg movie that's like kind of the polar opposite of Jurassic Park, Schindler's
List. Yep.
All-time great film. But it's got to be Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
That's my number one.
Okay.
It's another one I watch every year.
Very cool.
We just did a big Worldview podcast on it.
Yep, we did.
It's got so many great themes and ideas in it.
Yep.
Bill Murray at his finest. Andy McDowell, she's great in that too. So that was my pick for 93.
Awesome, I love it. Great pick.
Moving to 94. This one's actually probably the easiest, maybe of all of them.
Okay.
Because you got several good movies. You've got Wyatt Earp, I like. The River Wild with Meryl Streep. Leon the Professional, which you just saw recently.
Yep. Excellent movie.
Forrest Gump is a classic, all-time classic.
It Could Happen to You.
It Could Happen to You. Nick Cage, fantastic movie. Coen Brothers, underrated Coen Brothers movie, The Hudsucker Proxy.
Yes.
Wow, what a great movie.
Excellent movie.
But it's easily The Lion King. Everyone knows The Lion King is the best Disney movie ever. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time. It's one of my favorite animated movies of all time.
It's very good.
One of my favorite movies of all time. And honestly, like in my top 10 favorite movies ever made.
Yes.
So 94 was pretty easy.
That's a good pick. Got to shout out Little Rascals.
Oh yeah, that's 94. That's a fun.
I love Little Rascals
too. Jumping to 95, Braveheart, a great movie.
Ooh yeah.
Robert Rodriguez follow-up to El Mariachi, Desperado.
Yes.
Wow, what a great film.
Desperado's excellent.
Before Sunrise, Richard Linklater.
Yep.
Ethan Hawke, great movie.
Yeah, that's an excellent one.
Michael Mann's Heat. Have you seen Heat?
I have not seen
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer.
I hear it's excellent.
Wow. One of the best crime movies ever.
Batman Forever. Another standout crime film of that year.
Right. Exactly.
Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey.
Right.
I mean, a star-studded cast.
Absolutely.
Val Kilmer, I mean, like we've never seen him before.
It's crazy that Val Kilmer did that and Heat in the same
Yeah,
year.
isn't that weird?
It's kind of crazy. Toy Story.
Yep.
We were just talking about Looney Tunes.
Yep.
Toy Story. Wow.
Changed the game.
Groundbreaking.
First 3D animated movie.
Great movie. But there's only one.
Jumanji.
There's actually, I think, 3 of them now. 4 if you count.
Zathura. Yeah.
But Jumanji's the best. Jumanji, I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
I just watched it last night. Holds up, man.
It does.
That movie holds up so well.
It's a classic.
Might be my favorite Robin Williams performance.
It's one of those kids movies that has that great balance of humor and horror.
Yep.
Where it's just scary enough for kids to be scared, but fun enough for the whole movie.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent choice.
Great one. All right, moving to 96 now. This might have been the toughest year as I was going through the 90s era.
Okay.
Because man, there's a lot of good ones that really stand out.
Well, I'm glad you gave it to Matilda. Let me just say.
Hey, Matilda's top 5.
Matilda is...
It's way up there.
Easily
I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Maybe if I see it again, I'll like it even more. It's way up there, though. I mean, it's super high. Muppet Treasure Island, I grew up on.
That's a great one.
Big fan of that one. Big fan of The Phantom. I'm probably the biggest fan of The Phantom in the world, I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like no one rates this movie very high.
I like The Phantom. Not as much as you, but I like it.
I think it's great.
Great.
I could watch it every day.
Yeah.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That one was really close. I think I had that at number 1 for a while.
Yeah.
But as I thought through it more, I was like, you know what? I think it's Mission Impossible.
Oh.
The original Mission Impossible, the very first.
I was thinking you were going to say it could happen to you. Or that's That Thing You Do.
That Thing You Do. That Thing You Do is very high as well.
That Thing You Do
Tom
is an
Hanks.
awesome movie.
Oh man, that movie's so good.
But you chose...
I went with The First Mission.
Okay.
Tom Cruise.
Interesting.
Height of his powers.
Right.
I mean, literally, he's producer.
Yeah.
So he makes all the decisions.
Really interesting.
De Palma directing this. Has a very Hitchcock vibe.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's puts you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
It's a great spy thriller. Very well shot. Very different kind of movie. And the way that franchise has evolved is so interesting to me.
For sure.
So I went with
a lot of interesting debuts in this year. We got Scream, the first Scream movie was released.
That's right.
That year. Super good movie.
Yep.
Bottle Rocket, Wes Anderson's first movie.
Fantastic. Yes.
It's awesome.
I really like that one.
We got Fargo that year as well, which is a great
Fargo I
Coen Brothers
consider
movie.
too. Fargo's very high for me.
Yeah.
97. All right, 97. Let's jump in. You got Men in Black.
Steel. That's right. Shaquille O'Neal is Steel. I love Steel. I actually think Steel's a great movie.
Really fun. It was really fun. I like Steel too.
But you went with The Lost World Jurassic Park on this one.
I did not.
Oh.
No.
Unexpected.
No. One of my least favorite Spielberg movies. Look, I mean, Men in Black, like I said, that's one I grew up on.
Yeah.
Great.
For sure.
Great movie. Anastasia, I think, is a highly underrated animated film.
It is.
Not from Disney.
Anastasia is excellent.
It's so good.
It's a true musical.
Yep. Absolutely.
It is staged as a musical.
100%. Beautiful looking.
Yeah, excellent movie.
Princess Mononoke, bro. I mean, Studio Ghibli.
Is that not your pick?
It's not my pick.
Oh my god!
I know. That would be your pick. I know.
That's like one of the greatest movies of all time.
But listen, here's the top 2, and these are really hard to pick because they're so different.
Yeah.
One is Life is Beautiful.
Life is Beautiful. Yep. Excellent.
What a wonderful film.
Yeah. Touching.
Heartwarming. Harrowing film.
For sure.
At the same time.
Yeah. I love that movie.
So good.
Very, very
so
good.
that one was really close to making it, but I had to
So
go
it
with
was
the
between
one.
that and Home Alone 3, huh?
No.
Oh. Oh, no.
Home Alone, just the first one, and then you can kind of stop there for me. No, I went with the one that I rewatched the most, which is The Fifth Element.
Oh.
Yeah. The Fifth Element, to me.
See, I know you're a big Hercules fan. I thought you were
I am a
gonna
big
go with
Hercules fan. That was pretty high up there, too. But The Fifth Element, to me, Bruce Willis is great. Mia Jovovich is great. Chris Tucker, super entertaining movie. Luc Besson.
For sure.
Yeah. What a great world they created with that movie.
Yeah.
It has a great vibe to it. Very energetic and fun movie.
That's awesome.
So,
That's a great pick. Yeah, Fifth Element is very, very interesting and cool.
it's a good one.
Gotta shout out Mimic real quick. I like Mimic.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
in that
Yeah,
year.
yeah. Another
I think
Del
Mimic's
Toro.
an awesome movie.
Great one. All right, 98. 1998. This is another one. Man, it's like every year it's like at least 5 or 6 like great movies.
Right, yeah.
The Truman Show.
Yes.
One of Jim Carrey's best.
Yes, that's
so
right.
good.
Truman Show is very good.
Dark City.
Dark
Super
City came out
underrated.
this year.
Super underrated cult
Dark City's
film.
awesome.
Man, what a great
I
movie
love Dark
that
City.
is. You got The Prince of Egypt. I mean, this would probably... Is this your pick?
That would be
for
my
98?
pick for this year, yeah.
Wow, what
That
a
would be
great
my
movie.
pick. It is. It's
Prince of Egypt
It's an awesome epic film.
It is.
The scale of like a Ten Commandments
Yeah,
or
100%.
a Ben-Hur.
100%.
It's one of, in my opinion, the 3 biblically based movies
Yes.
that are actually great.
I agree.
It's Ten Commandments,
Yep.
Ben-Hur, and Prince of Egypt.
Yep.
Ben-Hur's kind of a loose pick. I put Nativity Story in there as well.
Sure.
But excellent film.
It's great. But my top 2, the 2 I kept going back and forth between was Ronin.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, man.
De Niro.
Ronin is like... As far as action films, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, the car chases, the shootouts.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily huge action.
No. It's all grounded,
It's just-
gritty action
it's
scenes
just-
that feel real.
It's action dipped in gold.
Absolutely.
It's so well shot, so well staged, so well filmed.
The way it's edited,
Yeah.
all of it is great.
That's a great pick.
But I had to go with The Mask of Zorro.
Zorro.
Antonio Banderas.
That's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is his best movie to me.
Okay.
This is Martin Campbell before he did Casino Royale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
This is top-notch swashbuckling adventure.
Yes. Yes. it
Anthony
is.
Hopkins, Catherine Zeta-Jones, great story.
Yeah.
Kind of a passing the baton story. You know, it passes the mantle on to the next generation.
Yeah.
Great movie. I've watched it an incalculable number of times.
Okay. Great.
It's great.
I love it. Great pick.
All right, 99. This is one of your favorite years in movie history.
This is an excellent year.
It's really good.
99 had some incredible films. I mean, obviously we've got The Matrix.
The Matrix is like
one of the biggest,
mind-blowing,
Matrix is
revolutionary film.
Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Yep, of course.
Another
George Lucas,
another,
man.
in my opinion,
Back at it.
revolutionary movie.
Absolutely.
From a technical point of view.
100%.
Smaller scale, obviously we have like Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai.
Oh yeah,
Jim
Jarmusch.
Jarmusch
Oh
movie.
yeah,
I love Ghost Dog. So good.
Forrest Whitaker's great. In that.
Stuart Little came out that year.
Stuart Little.
I'm still partial to
first
the
one.
sequel, but the
First
first one's
one's the
really good.
best.
First one's really good. My second favorite Scorsese movie came out that year. 99.
Bringing Out the Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead.
Nick Cage.
Love Bringing Out the Dead.
Wow, what a great movie.
But the greatest movie of all time, which must be your pick.
Hold on.
You'd be foolish
Let
not
me
to
mention a
take it.
couple more. Because you had Tarzan as well, which I'm a huge fan of Tarzan. Especially the Phil Collins soundtrack is second to none. Really. It's only second to Lion King.
I have a smidgen of bitterness toward Tarzan just because of what it did to my favorite movie this year.
What?
Because of Tarzan's release.
Oh yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We'll get to that. In
Okay,
just a second.
we'll get to that later.
Galaxy Quest, bro.
Galaxy Quest. Yeah.
Galaxy Quest is an all-timer.
Galaxy
It
Quest
is
is great.
so well done.
It's very
so
good.
funny.
Yep.
Sam Rockwell, one of our favorites. Sigourney Weaver,
Yeah.
Alan Rickman, Tim Allen. Great film.
Fight Club came out this year.
But The Iron Giant
Yes,
came out this year.
that's right.
And
The greatest film of all time.
it is so great.
Yeah.
The problem is
What did you pick over Iron Giant? I'm actually curious.
The Mummy.
The Mummy. You love The Mummy.
The Mummy.
That doesn't
to me-
surprise me.
To me, The Mummy is heir apparent to Raiders of the Lost Ark, my favorite film of all time.
Yeah.
It's like you had Indiana Jones in the 80s, and it was the greatest thing ever. And then they tried to replicate it several times. It didn't work out until Stephen Sommers came in and was like, The Mummy.
Yeah.
We're going to take this horror franchise from Universal and make it into this action-packed adventure movie.
And it is great. I think it's probably my favorite Brendan Fraser role.
Brendan Fraser has never been better.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz has never been better.
Rachel Weisz as well did an excellent job.
All of the actors in this are so well cast. Yeah. It's so much fun to watch. I've watched this so many times. I think I could probably quote all of it.
It's so good.
But
it's that perfect balance of action, horror, humor, romance.
But look, the Iron Giant's right there. I mean, this is kind of an impossible pick for me because the Iron Giant is so great.
Yeah.
And it references my favorite character, Superman.
Of course.
And it's Brad Bird's first film. And the voice cast.
And because the Tarzan situation, because Tarzan was out in theaters at the same time, all the parents took their kids to see Tarzan instead of Iron Giant.
It's true.
So Iron Giant bombed.
Yeah.
Wasn't what it should have been.
We might have the same situation this year with The Day the Earth Blew Up and Snow White.
That's very possible.
It's another Warner Brothers Disney battle at the box office. So interesting. Great year for movies.
Yeah, very good. 99 was an awesome year.
Coming into the 21st century.
That's right. The year 2000.
In the year 2000. Another great year. X-Men. The original X-Men.
Yep.
That kind of brought back the superhero genre. You got Titan AE.
That's the one.
Can we just talk about Titan AE?
That's the one for me. Titan AE.
Wow.
Titan AE is...
What a movie.
If a hidden gem
was...
if one movie could be a hidden gem, it's Titan AE.
100%.
Titan AE.
No one knows what it is.
No one's ever heard of it.
Does it exist? I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't exist because you can't find it anywhere.
I mean, Matt Damon's in it.
Matt Damon.
Drew Barrymore's
in it. It's my favorite role for Drew Barrymore ever.
Yeah. Great in this.
It is just such a great science fiction action film. I think that the title on the box that we have on the DVD cover, because it's only been released on DVD, is Star Wars for the 21st century, I think.
Yeah. This is the movie Star Wars fans have been waiting for.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah. Which is funny because it's released after episode 1. Right. So I just love that.
It's literally spitting in the face of fans.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we didn't want you. We wanted this.
Yeah. And I think that's true, actually.
It kind of is.
AE is so good.
Yeah. All right. I'm changing things as we're doing this.
Oh, no.
I just changed around my 2000s list because
it's not MI2.
It's not MI2. It's not. Hey, they didn't bring enough woo for MI2.
They didn't bring enough woo.
You got The Patriot. You got The Family Man.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Remember the Titans. Memento. Yeah, Brother, Where Art Thou is in top 3. These top 3 are so tough for me.
Yeah.
Because Coen Brothers, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's one of my favorites. It's kind of like them doing a musical.
Yeah.
But they're also doing The Odyssey. It's like a really interesting movie.
Memento is my favorite Nolan movie.
It's one of his best, for sure. Gladiator, a perfect film. I've watched it so many times.
Yep.
Great themes. What We Do in Life Echoes in Eternity.
I gotta mention
the Zimmer score.
Yeah, Miss Congeniality.
Of course.
I love that movie.
It's one of Sandra Bullock's best.
Yeah, probably is.
Castaway, Tom Hanks, Robert Zemeckis. There are so many great ones.
My second least favorite Disney animated movie, The Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
Hot take, I know. But
interesting.
Don't like that movie.
But the one I had to go with was Unbreakable. Because M. Night, this is his greatest work ever, in my opinion.
I mean, this and Signs are really close.
Signs is up there, you know.
I'm not going to argue against Unbreakable.
Unbreakable is Bruce Willis. It might be his best performance.
I think it.
Sam
it
Jackson
is.
might be his best.
Yeah.
Robin Wright. I mean, such great performances. Such a simple movie.
It's a new kind of take on what a superhero movie is.
Exactly. It's all the origin.
Yeah.
And it's so well shot. It's all visual. The colors represent things. Like, it's just brilliantly.
It is brilliant.
Designed and conceived and executed.
It's easily a 5-star film. It's gold.
I
pure gold.
Completely agree.
Great pick. That probably would be my pick this year as well.
Yeah.
Even though Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker came out that year, which is also really good.
That is a good one for sure.
All right, 2001. This is the year of the Space Odyssey.
Right. That's exactly right. 2001.
There's a lot of. I mean, to the 2000s, in my opinion. This is like my favorite era
It kinda
of
gets-
movies maybe ever.
It gets very interesting. A lot of experimental stuff.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kind of weird things went on in this era.
Yeah.
Spy Kids.
Yep,
one we
Spy
grew
Kids
up
was
on,
2001.
that we really like. Rodriguez again. Atlantis.
Atlantis Lost Empire, that's right. Yes.
That's
yes.
easily one of my favorite Disney animated films ever. Because it's very Jules Verne.
Yep.
I'm all into Jules Verne. Monsters Inc.
Monsters,
of
Inc.,
course.
yep,
is
definitely.
Pixar, which is wonderful. Look, this is really tough too. Honestly, between Atlantis,
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship of the Ring, yeah.
It's like a perfect fantasy film.
Mhm,
It's Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Great. Start off
Difficult
to the
to
trilogy.
judge, I think, that movie on its own.
Correct.
But still
Yeah.
superb.
I had to go with another Jim Carrey film. That's probably his
Oh.
most criminally
Oh.
underseen
Oh.
movie.
Yes.
The Majestic.
The Majestic. Excellent choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
This movie is majestic to me.
It is.
It
is.
It's a one of a kind film.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing so many things that I like. It's harkening back to Jimmy Stewart, like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a love letter to Hollywood and to classic cinema.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing so many things right.
Yeah.
It's political. It's so emotional.
Yeah.
And the characters are so engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Majestic,
so the Majestic
yeah.
is what
it's
I
an
want.
excellent pick. That's such a good pick, I think. Training Day came out that year.
Oh, yeah.
Another awesome
It's a good one,
pick.
for sure.
Devil's Backbone, another
Del Toro.
another great Del Toro movie.
Absolutely.
A movie called Manic came out that year, which I think is really underrated. Manic is Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Oh, I haven't seen that.
and Zoe Deschanel.
Oh,
before they
really?
did
500 Days
before
of
they did
Summer.
500 Days of
Okay.
Summer.
Cool.
It's really good.
Okay.
Donnie Darko as well, I think, is a great one.
Sure.
Came out that year.
2002, you got Signs, like we just said.
Mm-hmm.
You got Hero. Jet Li's
Yes,
Hero. Whoa.
yes.
What
Amazing.
an amazing visual
Amazing movie.
feat that film is.
Absolutely.
You got the doubleheader. Spielberg doubleheader.
Mhm.
In 1 year, Spielberg released 2 films.
Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can
Mhm.
and Minority Report. 2 of his best, I think.
Sure.
I mean, they're phenomenal
yeah,
films.
they're both great.
But I had to go with Sam Mendes.
Oh. Okay.
Road to Perdition.
Road to Perdition.
Tom Hanks. Have you seen this yet?
I think I have.
Jude Law,
Yes.
Daniel Craig.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Great movie.
This movie, the more I watch it, the more I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Harrowing film.
Yep.
Father-son story.
Yeah.
On the road.
Mm-hmm.
Intense,
Yes.
but so well done.
Mhm.
So beautiful.
One of those life story
Yes.
kind of stories.
It has that full circle imagery that you start and end on the same image.
Yeah. Yeah.
Intense. Just such a
yeah.
such
it
a great
escalates very well.
such a great core relationship.
Mhm.
Those two actors, Tyler Hoechlin
Yeah.
and Tom Hanks, do a
Definitely.
great job in that. So
It's
why I
it's a
had
tough
to-
call because this is the year of Spider-Man,
Right.
obviously, which
Of
is
course.
fantastic.
Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
Two Towers.
I mean,
Yep. Punch Drunk Love came out
One of
this
my
year.
favorite. Yep.
One of my favorite Nicolas Cage performances
Oh.
was an adaptation.
Still need to see that.
It came out in 2001.
Yeah.
Adaptations are very, very good.
Also, Treasure Planet.
Treasure
Another
Planet,
great
yep,
Disney
obviously.
animated
Treasure
film
Planet's
that's
very, very good.
very underseen, under talked about.
And
I
this
feel
was
like.
this was the year of Stuart Little too,
That's right.
which
That's right.
to me is just a perfect movie.
It is. It is. It's a great one. For sure. 2003. This is your year.
This is my year. This is
Um,
my favorite year.
Yeah. Don't
For
give away
movies-
your
for
pick
movies
because
maybe
now
ever.
we're gonna pick up with yours.
Now I've seen far more movies
your
this
video.
year than any of the other ones we've
Right.
talked about before.
But I just don't want you to give away too much because you're
Yeah.
gonna do a video in May.
I will.
when your birthday comes.
From now on, I'll speak a little less.
Like a little bit less. Don't give away all your picks. You got X-Men 2,
Mm-hmm.
which might be my favorite of all the X-Men
Yeah.
movies. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You got Sinbad: Legend of the Seven Seas,
Yes.
great swashbuckler.
Mm-hmm.
You also got Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's right.
The Curse of the Black Pearl. This
Yeah,
is the year
yeah.
of seafaring adventure films.
That's right.
Because not only do you have Sinbad and Pirates, you
Yep.
also have Master and Commander.
That's right.
The Far Side of the World.
Not a children's film.
A movie made for adults.
Not a film for children.
as Russell Crowe says. But I had to go with Big Fish because Tim Burton
That's a good choice. Yeah.
knocked it out of the park with Big Fish.
This is the culmination of his career.
It's his best film.
Yeah.
It's a dramatic film, but it's fantastical. It's silly. It's wacky.
Probably my
It's kind
favorite.
of got all of his stuff.
My favorite Ewan McGregor. role.
Ewan McGregor's phenomenal.
He's
in
so
this.
good.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Billy Crudup.
Mm-hmm.
Albert Finney.
Yeah.
The whole cast is so good.
Yeah.
Another father-son story that just hits you.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
It's so well done. All right, I'm going to jump into 2004.
Okay.
You got The Village, which we
Mhm.
already mentioned. You got Bourne Supremacy, which is my favorite of that trilogy.
Ooh.
You got one of your favorites, The Incredibles.
That's right. That's right. My favorite
got-
Pixar film.
You got Before Sunset, the next in the Before trilogy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Man, I had to go with... This one is actually fairly easy for me. It's Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Okay.
Because
I
Spider-Man 2...
thought you would. I thought you
because
would.
Spider-Man 2 is a perfect movie
It
in
is.
every regard. It's one of my favorite movies ever made.
Yeah.
Best Spider-Man movie, one of the best comic book films, one of the best sequels ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Follows that first film perfectly.
Yep.
Takes all the characters to another level.
Mhm.
Deeper relationships, more interesting villain.
Yeah, that's a great
I
point.
think the music is better, the editing is better, the action, that subway scene is an all-timer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That movie just stands out in my mind so much. That whole Spider-Man No More, that shot of him leaving the suit
Right.
behind, that comic
Yeah.
book cover.
Yeah.
What Peter Parker goes through in that film is so important. It's
Yeah.
it's growing
Yeah.
up. I mean, this
Right,
is what the movie is
right.
about: responsibility.
Totally. Yeah.
So
yeah. It's awesome.
that movie means a lot to me.
That's a great pick.
Had to take that one. Jumping to 2005 now. Wow, great year for movies. You've got The Proposition, one of my favorite westerns ever, an
Yeah.
Australian western.
Yes.
You got Walk the Line.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Cash, one of my favorite musicians, a perfect biopic. on
Kicking
him.
and Screaming came out this
Kicking
year
and
as well.
Screaming, one of our
We
family's
love-
favorites.
Yeah, we love
We
Kicking and
quote it
Screaming.
almost every day. You got another Spielberg. Spielberg Cruise team up number
Did he
2.
direct?
War of the Worlds.
Oh, I thought he directed the Heffalump movie. That came out this year as well.
No.
War of the
not a
Worlds.
bad
Yeah,
movie,
War of the
though. I
Worlds.
like
No,
that
Heffalump
movie.
movie's great.
War of the Worlds is great. You can watch that every day.
Mm-hmm. Can I guess which one you picked this
Go
year?
ahead.
Did you pick Constantine?
I didn't. That
Oh!
one's really high, though. It's really high.
Okay,
It
I thought you
continues to
might
get
have.
higher every time I watch it.
I thought you might have.
But it's not quite at
I
number
went out on a
1 yet.
limb. I gave it a shot. I know you love Constantine.
Watch our Constantine video now
that
on
was
the
a
channel.
lot. That was a lot of fun watching that for the
Um,
first time.
No, this was a toss-up again. I
Okay.
had 2 movies that I was like, man, which one am I going to pick? This happened several times. I had 2 movies.
It's The Batman versus Dracula, the direct-to-DVD. The Batman.
That's an
movie.
underrated Batman movie.
It's
It's really good.
Yeah.
No, it was between the Chronicles of Narnia,
Yep.
The Voyage of, or the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe,
Yep.
the original, and Kingdom of Heaven.
Ooh.
And I went with Kingdom of Heaven.
Okay.
Because Kingdom of Heaven is one of those that's, again, it's grown on me over
Mm.
time. I've liked it more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the director's cut.
Yeah. The director's
So
cut.
much
The
better.
director's cut, especially. Yeah.
The Blu-ray I have has the Roadshow version, which has an intermission in the middle, which makes it even feel even more epic and
Yeah.
like a classic kind
That's
of,
cool.
a biblical epic
yeah.
kind of feel.
Yeah.
It's Orlando Bloom's finest hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's Edward Norton, like you've never seen him before because
Yeah.
you never see his face
That's
the whole
right.
movie.
That's right.
Liam Neeson's in there.
Yes,
Jeremy
yes.
Irons. I mean, huge cast. Ridley Scott, to
Yep.
me, has not really topped this.
Yeah.
Like, this is his magnum opus. Like,
Okay.
this and Blade Runner.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
are
I was
very
gonna
different
say.
films, but
Yeah.
as far as, like, he likes these historical epics. He does these a lot. And this, I think, is his best.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's a nice, awesome choice.
2006, I just rewatched 16 Blocks.
Okay.
I
I don't think I've ever seen
a
this.
perfect movie. This is a 5-star film. This is Bruce Willis. This is his last great
okay.
movie.
Okay.
No, what it was Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes.
Possibly the greatest
Oh my gosh.
fantasy movie
that is
ever
an
made.
excellent movie.
Wow. I was blown away when I first
Yeah.
saw this,
Yeah.
and I still am to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
agree.
one that I revisit often, though. It's
No, it's not- it's not a light
It's one
watch.
that's so... The imagery is just stamped in my brain.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
One I will not soon forget.
Absolutely. So that's what I went with 06. 07, you got the great 3:10 to Yuma remake from James Mangold. Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
That's right.
At World's End.
At World's End. Underdog came out this year.
Underdog.
I love Underdog.
Yikes.
Surf's Up as well, which is actually
Surf's Up
really
is
good.
fun. Surf's Up is fun. I like that one.
Our favorite, TMNT.
TMNT.
Is that your pick?
TMNT's my pick.
Whoa! I wasn't expecting you to pick that.
TMNT, I think, is so great.
I thought you were gonna go with There Will Be Blood or.
Well, There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men
Yeah.
are both right there. They're both right there.
Interesting.
But TMNT.
I mean, it's
I
the best.
vividly remember seeing it in theaters.
It's the best Ninja Turtle movie.
Best Ninja Turtle movie.
We
They've never
come from a
topped it.
family of four brothers.
That's right.
Who are also secretly
right.
mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's right. At nighttime, we transform.
That's right.
Um,
Night
yeah,
Watcher.
TMNT. The way they took the characters seriously.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
very seriously.
And really developed their relationships with each other.
Yeah.
And made
It's,
it
you know what it is?
so
It's the
engaging.
perfect preamble to the Last Ronin comic.
Yes.
Because you really
100%.
get... This movie really sums up their relationships with each other.
TMNT is my pick for 07.
Yes, great pick.
Perfect
Love it.
film. Really like that one. So then we're on to 08. We've got WALL-E,
Oh!
Iron Man,
Oh!
Hellboy 2, Gran Torino.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, so many great movies.
Twilight came out this year.
Twilight, of course. Slumdog Millionaire.
One of my favorite James Bond movies, Quantum of Solace, which
a lot of
everyone
people-
hates
a lot
for
of
some
people
reason.
don't like.
I don't know why.
The Good, the Bad, the Weird.
Good, Bad, the Weird,
Good, the Bad,
yes.
the Weird is so much fun.
We love that movie.
Incredible Hulk. Highly underrated. The most underrated MCU movie. But,
You better pick the right one, because there's a right choice here.
well, for you there is. Don't give it away. 'Cause
Okay,
You're gonna talk about that in the video.
all right,
We got
all right.
Taken,
Taken's great.
So good.
Yep. Taken's very good.
but it's one I already mentioned.
Okay.
It's WALL-E.
WALL-E. Excellent choice.
My favorite Pixar film. Perfect movie.
Mhm.
It's a romance
Yeah.
with robots
Yep.
in space.
Yeah.
You
You heard it here first, folks. WALL-E is better than The Dark Knight. It's true.
It is.
Everyone believes
It's
it.
true.
Everyone knows it to be
Don't
true.
deny it.
Don't be a hater.
So creative. You know, Andrew
It is.
Stanton, what they did with that was just
It's
so
a
one of
magical
kind.
movie.
It's very magical. It's musical and lyrical in some ways, even though it's not technically a musical.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful to look at.
It's a
so
beautiful,
much fun.
funny,
It's funny.
scary,
yes.
hilarious, just
They nailed it. They nailed the future.
wonderful adventure.
This is our future, folks. This is what we're headed towards. So get ready.
Hey, we're already sitting in chairs.
That's right.
We're halfway there.
That's right. All right, going to 09.
Yep.
Another great Pixar film, Up. Definitely a great film.
Ooh, okay.
Huge fan of Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
definitely one of my favorites. The Secret of Kells, too. This is a great year for animation. Secret of Kells,
Yes, it
Cartoon
was.
Saloon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a great movie.
Very good.
But again, there ended up being two movies that I kept going back and forth between these two.
It's Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen,
No.
and it's 2012.
Right. That's probably two at the bottom
Yeah,
of my list, actually.
it's interesting. The 2000s really, we had some of the best movies, in my opinion,
Right.
and we had
And
some of the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
It was really that. It was that
Yeah.
level of we would get X-Men
Yeah.
and X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Right.
It's that kind of crazy.
Exactly.
It's nuts.
But the two I kept going back and forth between. Again, they're two very different movies,
Mm-hmm.
but they're both my taste.
Yeah.
One is J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, which
Ooh.
introduced me to the whole Trek verse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great
That was my
movie.
first Star Trek movie. Saw that in theaters, was blown away.
Mm-hmm.
Got me into the whole original series, all the original films.
Right.
Still haven't gotten to Next Gen or any of that, but that's a great movie.
Yeah.
But I had to go with The Road.
The Road.
Because
I thought you would.
The Road is a movie that I remember hearing about,
Mm-hmm.
hearing that it was a book.
Yeah.
Mom got me the book.
That's right.
I read it in one sitting. The only book I've ever read, cover to cover, in
Yeah.
one sitting.
Mm-hmm. Because there are no chapter breaks.
No chapter breaks. I was like, when's the first chapter over? I just kept reading.
I'll just read the first
I guess
chapter
it's
and you
over.
never stop.
Right,
Book's
exactly.
over.
And then the movie came out, and it was like,
Yeah.
this is a perfect adaptation. They
Mhm.
added things that needed to be added.
Yeah.
They conveyed the world perfectly. The characters, Viggo Mortensen's greatest performance
Yeah,
here.
tough movie to watch, but
Wow.
The Road is so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right, we're into the 2010s now.
That's right, 2010.
Whew. Okay, 2010. This one actually is probably one of the easiest. A lot like 94, where it was like Lion King. I knew it. True Grit.
True Grit.
Coen Brothers' True Grit.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, the True Grit remake.
best movie of that year, I think.
Mm.
Toy Story 3 is great.
Yep.
I'm really big fan of Inception.
Mm-hmm.
The Book of Eli
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott again with Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an underrated movie. But True Grit to me, perfect adaptation, perfect remake, so well cast. Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Very early Haley Steinfeld as well.
That's right.
She does an awesome job. Still working today.
Yep. All right, 2011. Another great year. This is one where all 5 of these top 5 were vying for that #1 spot.
Yeah. Would you say they're all 5-star films?
They're all 5-star films.
What do we
The
got?
Muppets.
Yep. This
So
was
revitalized the Muppet franchise.
I think this was our introduction, and you
I
had
had
seen
Muppet
Treasure
Treasure
Island.
Island, yeah.
This was my introduction to the Muppets,
Right.
and kind of our revitalization of our
Yes.
fascination
Love
with the
for them.
Muppets.
Yep. This is what made us go back and watch all the other ones.
Yeah.
X-Men First Class. Again,
Class,
between
so
that
good.
and X2,
Yeah.
which X-Men movie is better? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They're both great.
Yeah. First Class is excellent.
Captain America: The First Avenger.
The MCU.
Joe Johnston.
MCU is in full
Knocked
swing
it out
here.
of the park.
Phase 1. The Golden Age. Quite literally.
The great pulpy World War II vibe
Yeah.
that I just adore.
Yes.
Spielberg's War Horse.
Mm-hmm.
That movie gets better every time I watch it. First
Yeah.
time I watched it, I was like, this is pretty good. Last time I watched it, I was like, this is 5 stars. This is a perfect movie. This is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to go with Rango.
Rango's an awesome pick.
Rango is
Yep.
so bizarre.
It is.
What a weird
It is, yeah.
movie. Gore
Yes.
Verbinski coming off of the Pirates trilogy.
Mhm.
He's like, what am I going to do next? I'm going to do a weird movie about a lizard in a desert.
Yeah, Western. A
What?
Western. It's kind of
So bizarre.
a subconscious Western movie.
Yeah, it's a meta Western.
Right.
It's a meta postmodern Western.
Exactly.
It's the weirdest movie you've ever watched.
Yeah.
Great cast.
Mhm.
The way they shot it is so weird, but totally
Yeah,
works.
yeah. If you don't know, they shot the whole movie on a soundstage
Right.
with real actors
Yeah.
and costume and,
Yeah.
and little props and
Yeah.
stuff
And
and
then animated over
animated
it.
everything over it
Yeah.
with CG. But it's not motion capture.
Right.
It's not. There's no.
It's just
There
kinda
was no motion
loosely-
tracking.
Loosely basing it on
It was
what
just
actors
using the
did.
live action performance as a basis for the animation.
It's great. Great film about heroism and
Awesome choice. Identity.
yeah. 2012. Wow. You got The Impossible. Have you seen The Impossible yet?
I haven't seen The Impossible. No.
It's a true story
Okay.
about the tsunami that hit Thailand a few years back.
Interesting.
Ewan McGregor's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Holland's in it.
Oh,
Naomi Watts.
interesting.
Wonderful movie.
Very cool.
Les Miserables,
Mm-hmm.
the musical, which I guess some people don't like. I think it's brilliant. I really don't get it. I guess people say the singing's not good.
Okay.
I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. I
right.
just think it's perfect.
Okay.
I think the music is great.
Great.
It enhances everything about the story.
Mhm.
When you add that layer of music to it, it gives it more emotion and more,
Mhm.
makes it more memorable.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
I saw the 90s version with Liam Neeson.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you a single thing that happens in it because I don't remember it. It's just not memorable to me. The musical, those images are stamped in my mind. Those
Yeah.
songs bring it to life.
That's very cool.
I don't know. Looper,
Yep, Looper's good.
Ryan Johnson.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite Ryan Johnson
Yeah.
film, actually.
Yeah,
Favorite Joseph Gordon-Levitt performance.
that's right. That's right.
Emily Blunt,
Yep.
Bruce Willis, Skyfall. This is my Bond movie.
Skyfall.
For me,
Skyfall
this
is definitely
this
one
is
of the
great.
James Bond movies.
I know you're not a fan. I think it's great. But I had to go with John Carter.
Oh, John Carter. Of
I went with John
Mars.
Carter.
Yes.
John Carter's a movie that, again, I read the book.
Mm-hmm.
And what Andrew Stanton did, coming off of WALL-E,
Yeah.
his first live-action film,
Mm-hmm.
how is he going to adapt this? This is like such a big idea, big
Yeah,
movie.
it is.
He nailed it.
He did.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
It's incredible what he achieved with
Mhm.
this.
It's awesome.
It's so underseen, and more people need to watch it.
Yeah.
So,
your favorite movie of 2013?
well, you got Before Midnight, the closer to the Before trilogy.
Yep.
You got About Time, one of my favorites.
yeah.
You got Gravity.
Gravity's very good.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a great movie Gravity is.
Mhm.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very close second to my number one, which, as you know, is Man of Steel.
Oh, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Man of Steel.
Great pick.
Zack Snyder's Man of Steel.
We gotta give a shout out to Oblivion.
Oblivion's fantastic.
Our
I
dad
could
will
watch
obliviate
Oblivion
us.
all the time.
that's
Pacific Rim.
an
is
interesting
tons of
pick.
fun.
Yeah.
Inside Llewyn Davis. came
Llewyn
out that
Davis.
year.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, I have
movie.
a lot to say about that year that I'll talk about later.
Indeed. 2014, you got Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
You've got Wes Anderson's The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Great movie. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Matt Reeves taking over that franchise.
Yes.
You got these two, again, it came down to these two. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Such a meaningful movie
Yep.
to me, in many ways.
We started that movie, and we immediately replayed it.
That's right.
As soon as we bought
as
it.
we got the Blu-ray, we watched it.
We watched it and immediately rewatched it.
Yep.
Well, that was one of the first movies we had done that with. So.
First time I hung out with my now wife.
Yep, that's right.
That movie.
That's right, at the theater. Yeah.
But it came in a very close second to one of my favorite all-time movies. This is another one, probably in my top 20 of all time. The Lego Movie.
Ooh.
The Lego Movie, I think, is a perfect film.
I agree.
It speaks to so many things in our world, in our society.
It's true. Yeah. That's right.
It just nails it.
It does.
Oh, man, the voice acting, the creativity of it. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Yeah.
And it holds up so well.
And it was such a game-changing movie at the time.
Yep, big time.
Where since Lego Movie, now we look at movies that are made and we're like, oh, it's like a Lego movie.
Kind of like Lego Movie, yeah.
Like a Lego movie kind of movie. Yeah, exactly. Movies are now made. You know a movie's good when other movies are made in its image.
Yep, exactly. 2015, wow, another great year. Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing back that franchise. We're a huge fan of the sequels.
Absolutely.
Slow West. One of my favorite modern westerns.
Yes. Yeah.
What a unique movie, little independent movie.
Mm-hmm.
Shaun the Sheep movie.
Yeah.
That's a movie I can put on any time and enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. No dialogue.
Yep.
Great film. Mission Impossible, my favorite Mission Impossible movie, Rogue Nation. Oh, dude, that's just such a perfect film.
That's not your pick, though.
It's not my pick.
I'm shocked.
It's not my pick. It's Mad Max Fury Road.
Fury Road. Yeah.
Black and Chrome edition, specifically. Which I think technically came out the next year.
Isn't that an awesome movie?
What a movie.
Yeah.
George Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 80 when he shot that. And he's doing better action than he did back in the 80s.
He is, yeah.
He's going crazier. His mind has gotten wilder as time has gone. Most people settle down as they get older.
Right.
He's just gone nuttier.
Yeah.
That movie is insane to watch.
It is.
It's a non-stop
action
bullet
scene.
train
Yeah.
of a film.
Right.
It never lets up.
Mm-hmm.
But it still tells a great story. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like he told the best story of the entire Mad Max franchise.
It's one of those movies that will be taught in film schools for years to come.
Absolutely agree. The way it's shot, everything about it is fantastic.
Just got a shout out. Brad Bird had a movie that year, Tomorrowland.
Oh yeah, Tomorrowland.
Very
I like
good.
a lot. It's a good one. 2016. You had Pete's Dragon remake, which I think is the best of the animated to live action remakes they've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Hell or High Water. Wow.
Yeah.
What
Hell or High Water is very
film.
good.
Modern Western.
Yep.
This one was between three.
Ooh.
These three movies are perfect, in my opinion.
Which three? I can think of... Can I guess the three? I think I have them.
Go ahead.
I think it's between 10 Cloverfield Lane.
No.
No? Oh my gosh.
It's a great one.
I love that movie. Arrival? Arrival's one of them, for sure.
Arrival is definitely one of them.
Okay. BVS, Dawn of Justice.
Of course.
Is that your
Batman
pick?
v Superman.
Is that your
No.
pick? It's not your pick?
No.
What is it?
Train to Busan.
Ooh.
Train to Busan is my favorite film of that year.
That is a good pick.
Train to Busan is everything great about a zombie movie. Like all the best things you could think of in a zombie. You want to care about the characters.
Right.
You want the zombies to be dangerous and kind of fast and aggressive.
Yeah.
You want it to be in an enclosed space. That claustrophobia that you feel. It's just a perfect zombie
Trains
movie.
are a great setting for any movie.
Trains are a great... Trains are cinematic.
That's
That's
right,
cinema.
they are.
That's cinema
They
right
are.
there.
It's left to right.
Man, Train to Busan blew me away the first time I watched it. Every time I watch it, it holds up.
Good.
Every time I watch it. I watch it every year for
I'll have
Halloween.
to rewatch it because I haven't seen it in quite a while.
I cannot wait to rewatch it. It's so good.
That's awesome.
2017. This is another one of the hardest years because Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Dunkirk, which is my favorite Nolan movie. Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
But my pick had to be Logan.
Logan. Yes.
Logan Noir.
Logan's great.
If I may.
Logan's so good.
Anything black and white, please.
Yeah.
Man, what a great film Logan is. Hugh Jackman, his best performance. Same with Patrick Stewart, I think. Daphne Keane, of course. First movie. James Mangold, my favorite of I think his entire filmography. Just a great movie.
We love Last Jedi.
We do. Last Jedi's right there. I mean, it's right there. It's so close, but Logan just barely edged it out for me. 2018.
Mm-hmm.
This one is another one that these two movies, I had such a hard time. I'm still looking at them. I'm like, is that really my favorite? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But before I get to those, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's high.
The Death of
High
Superman.
praise. Yes.
Direct-to-video animated movie. One of my favorite Superman movies ever.
Yeah. Very, very good.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right there was Rogue Nation for me. Is like favorite mission movie.
Yeah.
But these two, you got First Man,
Mm-hmm.
Damien Chazelle,
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling at his best.
It's very, very
Great,
good. Yeah.
great movie.
Yeah.
I ended up giving it to Christopher Robin.
Ooh.
Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin.
I just watched this recently again.
Interesting pick.
It's perfect. Everything about it. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
The way they brought the characters to life.
Mm-hmm.
Ewan McGregor again. He's easily in my top, probably 5 favorite actors ever.
Yeah.
And he just knocks it out of the park. Haley Atwell
Mm-hmm.
from Captain America is
Yep.
in there.
Awesome.
The little girl does a great job. It's very, very well done. It's a very fun movie. The whole family likes it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
The kids ask to watch it. It's not just me that
mhm.
wants to put this on. So they did a good job balancing the kiddie fun stuff, made them more dramatic.
Because they could have gone the route of Saving Mr. Banks, where it's just
for
an
adults.
adult drama
Right.
about the adults who grew up watching Mary Poppins,
Right.
you know, like in the 60s, 70s. But yeah, I agree. Christopher Robin's excellent.
Yep,
It's a
they
great
nailed it.
pick. So 2019.
2019, we're coming up to the end here. So we got Ad Astra,
Okay.
Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones.
Still have not seen that.
Wow, what a great movie.
Okay.
I am a big, big fan of that movie.
Very cool.
Klaus. Klaus. Klaus is way up
Yeah,
there.
Klaus
for
is
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, we watch that every year too.
Mhm.
1917.
Yeah. Yeah, good one.
Wow, what a movie.
Yep, 1917 is very
Absolutely mind-blowing.
good. Mm-hmm.
Toy Story 4.
Surprisingly great.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly great.
That is actually a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Not only visually, the animation is on another level from anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But the story they told with Woody and Buzz and all it's just great.
It's very, very good.
Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Is that your pick?
But it's very
Ooh,
close.
I thought that was going to be
It's
your
very
pick.
close.
I know,
I'm
you
the
love
biggest
that
Rise
movie.
of Skywalker
Yeah, Rise of
fan
Skywalker. Yeah.
Nobody really likes that.
People
movie.
either love or hate that movie.
I feel like that's yeah.
I honestly think more than Last Jedi. People love or hate that movie.
Yeah, kind of.
Last Jedi,
Yeah.
people have started to mellow out on a little bit.
But Rise of Skywalker, people are still like,
Yeah.
what were they doing? I'll tell you what they were doing. We'll do a whole
we'll,
one day.
we'll do a sequel thing
We'll do a
eventually.
sequel thing.
That'll be fun.
Little Women.
Little Women was
Little Women
great. Yeah,
is my number one.
that's your number one.
Yep, Little Women. Greta Gerwig, Little Women.
Good
Perfect
choice.
adaptation. Brilliantly told, nonlinear narrative.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
actors in it are all brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch that all the time. It's a great.
That's awesome.
All right, 2020. Here
Yep.
we go. We only
Here
got
we
a
go.
few of these to get through. So
Yeah.
we got Love and Monsters came out that year, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of Quiet Place Part 2 as well.
Yeah, sure.
But I had to give it to Wolfwalkers.
Wolfwalkers definitely
Wow.
deserves it.
Studio or
Yeah.
Cartoon Saloon
Mm-hmm.
knocked it out of the park. Their best movie.
Yeah.
Stunning film. Visually stunning, but
Mhm.
also just the story and the content and
Yeah.
what's there.
Yeah.
So good. 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is a tough year.
It is tough.
This is super tough.
Ron's Gone Wrong came out this year.
That's right.
What a film that was. Red Notice. A Boy Called Christmas came out this year.
Right.
I mean,
Some classics.
Yeah, just-
some
just
all-time
some- just some-
classics.
Free Guy.
That people.
I mean, Free Guy was
Right.
released.
People will remember these for
Yeah,
decades
these
to
are
come.
these are timeless masterpieces of cinema. The Muppets Haunted Mansion, of course, everyone will remember is the greatest Muppet film. Home Sweet Home Alone will never be neglected.
the je ne sais quoi, the mise en scène.
Yes.
People talk about
That's right.
with those films.
Yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage.
Right. Then you got Tick Tick Boom, which
Yes,
spoke to me a lot.
yes. Tick Tick Boom's awesome.
That spoke to me a lot
Yeah.
when that movie came out.
That's super good.
Andrew Garfield might be his best performance. You got No Time to Die,
Mhm.
which I think is
Mhm.
highly just well made on every level.
Dune came out this
Dune
year.
Part 1.
Dune was amazing.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
You're gonna pick a different movie.
It's really, honestly, this is another one that comes down to these two.
Yeah.
They mean so
I
much to me.
I know your preference.
They know so much. They both mean so much to me that one I have seen more than the other, and it's not the one you would think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I think I am going to give it to that one. But The Green Knight is so good. The Green Knight is like another level of filmmaking.
I love
visual
The Green Knight.
storytelling.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Poetry.
Yeah.
In motion. I mean, Dev Patel, just on another level.
It's a fascinating story.
But it's got to be Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because Zack Snyder's Justice League is one of those movies that I almost didn't even want to count it because it's like there was so much build up. There was so much.
It's a movie that I
really
forget.
a movie?
It's a movie I forget is a movie, literally,
right.
because it literally surpasses what
it goes
you
beyond
consider
cinema.
what you consider to be a movie. It is more than that.
It's a 4-hour experience.
Yeah,
that's just so visceral,
and it's not
so exciting.
It's not a show. It's not a series.
Not a show, but it's a 5-part.
Yeah, it's something
thing.
right in between.
Right,
where I guess I say it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. I mean, it is a movie.
Yeah,
it's just a very long.
It's cinematic.
Movie.
It's just so interesting.
It's such a unicorn. You know, it's completely unlike anything.
It's a one of a kind thing that we'll probably never see anything like it ever again.
Right. 2022.
Yep.
Of course, you're gonna first say RRR because RRR changes lives. I mean, we've experienced this. We've experienced this
firsthand,
and for others because we've introduced many people to this film.
The joy of showing someone RRR
yes.
surpasses the joy of even watching it.
Right,
and that's saying a lot.
It's true. It's true.
It's basically like sharing the gospel with someone. it's that level of
don't get sacrilegious.
It's not that extreme. But you get to show someone something that they love, that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
That's what sharing movies is all about.
Totally different from anything out there.
That's what sharing movies is all about. That's what it's all about. Showing someone something they've never seen, that they end up loving.
Yes,
becomes a classic.
100%.
So why did you not pick RRR as your
because The Northman exists.
Okay.
Robert Eggers.
Yeah,
it's right up there.
Northman's very good.
Of course, The Batman. You know, just changed everything for us.
Yeah.
I mean, The Batman is
it's excellent.
It's way up there.
It's the first Batman movie, the first true Batman movie since Returns.
I agree. The Fabelmans is Spielberg autobiographical.
Yeah.
Just like I never expected we would get that, and it's so different. You got
I love
Nope came up that year.
Yeah,
it was great. But I had to give it to the stop motion masterpiece, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yeah,
Pinocchio is one of my favorite stories ever. It's one of my favorite Disney animated films, and the fact that he made a movie that surpassed it in my mind, I was like, I don't know if he's going to be able to top it, but he did.
It's my favorite retelling of that story.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's so excellent.
It's the meticulous detail in that film.
Yeah.
It's so emotional. It's so just gorgeous to look at.
Yeah.
The musical numbers are great. You know, all of it is just fantastic. All right, 2023, we had Sound of Freedom, which I thought was great.
Yeah, very good.
I thought we put out John Wick on a high note with Chapter 4.
Yep.
Same with Guardians. Volume 3 was wonderful.
Yep, Volume 3 is very good.
We also sent off Indiana Jones. It's like the year of the send-offs.
That's right, yeah.
You know, Dial of Destiny. I thought was a great send-off.
Across the Spider-Verse came out that year.
Across the Spider-Verse is really strong.
It's the send-off to that franchise because we'll never get a third movie.
Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Another
great Ninja Turtles movie.
We just watched The King Tide. That was really
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
very high. Very high on that year's list. But there was only one that stood out to me as being the groundbreaking film for the year.
The Good Burger 2.
Hey, that was not bad.
That was fun.
That was a really fun
That was great.
No, it was Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus One changed things for our channel.
It's true.
It changed things for so many reasons.
Yes.
Giving us a Godzilla movie like that, I was just totally caught off guard by it.
It's a movie that makes Godzilla fans.
Yes.
You watch it and you get it. And you're like,
exactly.
oh, now I like this.
Yeah.
And you want to rewatch all of it.
This isn't just a monster mashup, beat 'em up movie.
No.
This is a human story about Japan,
Yeah.
about Japanese history,
The government.
about government,
the
about
citizens
politics,
of the
about
world.
war,
Yeah.
about all these things.
Yeah.
About family. You know, I mean, these elemental
Yeah.
things. It's
Yeah.
not just specific to Japan.
It's about life.
very universal.
It's about choosing to live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
It's
very good.
fantastic. It's one of the best movies of the decade, for sure.
I agree.
All right, 2024.
Yep.
You got The Dead
This
Don't
is-
Hurt just came out.
Yeah,
Man, what a great movie. Bonhoeffer, we both really enjoyed.
Just
Dune
last
Part
year.
2.
Yep.
Wow, might be better than the first. Jury's still out for me on that one. A Complete Unknown.
A Complete
James Mangold,
Unknown,
one
yep,
of my
very
favorite
good.
directors coming back. telling the
Lisa
story of one of my
Frankenstein came out
favorite-
this year.
Right, yeah. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's one of my favorite
Bob
artists.
Dylan, yeah.
War the Rohirrim.
Yeah,
Wonderful
Yeah,
film.
War of the Rohirrim was very good.
But to me, the legendary Clint Eastwood
That's right.
brought us the greatest film of last year. Juror number 2.
Juror number 2. Juror number
It's
2.
a movie that makes you think.
Movies ought to make you think.
It's a movie that stays with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that power behind it because it's about
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
strong and something relatable,
Mm-hmm.
something interesting. Nick Holt, just wow, what a great performance. So
So
that was it.
2025.
2025. We've only seen a few movies.
I've seen 4 movies this year.
Have you? Okay.
I've seen 4 movies this
I think
year.
I've seen 3.
Mickey 17, Captain America, Brave New World.
Right. And
I saw that
now,
Led Zeppelin documentary as
Right,
well,
right,
and then
right.
we've seen
The Day the Earth Blew
The
Up.
Day the Earth Blew Up. What a great title.
My pick for 2025, as it stands now, which
Yeah,
obviously it'll change by the end of the year. Maybe not.
we'll see.
It's gonna be tough to top this.
Yeah.
It's The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Yeah.
We just got out of seeing it, folks. Go
Yep.
check out our review right now.
Yes, go
and
watch it.
Let us know what you
It's
think.
a lot of fun.
That's it. Those are my 33
That was great.
movies.
That was really fun. That was
For
cool to kind of go
33
through
years.
because you see a lot of change
Yes.
in
yes,
cinema.
yes, you do.
and just in going from decade to decade.
yeah.
What are some things that stand out to you as like the types of movies that you saw while you were a kid that just aren't made today?
I don't know. I mean, well, of course, you have the Disney Renaissance,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that for me is what I always think of when I think of the '90s. Think of growing up. It's all those from anything from Little Mermaid all
Yeah.
the way through Tarzan.
Right.
That whole era.
Yeah.
It's perfection. It's utter. So many of those are some of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Still, they
Yeah.
hold up because they're timeless and they're
So
so
true.
well made.
So true. Yeah.
The talent involved is incredible. And then, it was interesting growing up during the comic book. I mean, I was in the middle of that whole
Right.
rise of
Yeah.
the X-Men,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, seeing those in theaters.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that I also grew up with Star Wars movies. Like every generation grows up with
Yeah.
their own Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So the prequels were my era.
I got the sequels.
Right. And so, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to look back on all these and go, what stands out for me now? What still holds up? What has maybe changed over time that I like now that I've gone back and seen?
Right. And there's a lot of old movies from before you were born that obviously we love and have grown up
If we were
with.
just doing my favorite movies, most of them would be before I was born.
Yeah. Right.
Because I'm a huge fan of classic film.
That's why I
black
think
and
that's why I
white.
think this is cool because it forces us to look at every year and to
Yeah.
look at newer movies that maybe we otherwise wouldn't have talked
And
about.
some of them harken back, like Mask of Zorro, for example.
Yeah.
Harkens back to an earlier time.
The Mummy as well.
The Mummy
Yeah.
harkens back to those older kind of serials that are
Yeah.
still around, but they're around in a different way.
Right.
They still inspire these filmmakers that are coming along. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah.
interesting to see how certain things stay the same, certain things change. A lot of fun.
It's very cool. 33
Yeah.
years. Happy
33.
birthday.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I'll be excited to do mine eventually.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah,
You're going to
yeah.
be 22.
22. Yeah.
So
33 and
20
22. Isn't that
22
interesting?
movies.
I guess I didn't really consider us being 11 years apart
Right.
would lead to
Yeah.
33 and 22.
Right,
It's interesting.
yeah. It is. Very interesting. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting year. We're excited about all the other 2025 movies that are coming out. So,
Yeah.
let us know what you think in the comments down below. What movies would you have picked over the past 33 years or however long you've been alive? Let us know in
Can you
the
imagine
comments.
if Clint Eastwood did this?
Oh, yeah. 95 movies or something. It's like 100 films on his list since 1925. So anyways, yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We're both on Letterboxd. Follow us there. We'll give you a follow back. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All the new stuff is coming very soon. Reactions, reviews. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. And we'll see you next time right here on The Real One.